Hey! Seven Winners here again. Or Underbly Kinds, depending on where you find me at. This was originally going to be a Twitch stream, but Twitch isn't wanting to be helpful to me right now, so that went down the drain. So YouTube only, exclusive, yay! To the maybe 1 or 2 followers I currently have. Oh well, doesn't matter. So, I don't know if any of y'all read the Crucible or not. I know for me at least, it was something I had to do with my English class, English 11. And we had a special assignment with it. And funnily enough, this was to rap. So that's what I did. I really don't know what to say. If for anyone who hasn't read The Crucible or seen the movie by the same name about the same thing, it's essentially the Salem witch trials, but the man John Proctor cheats on his wife Elizabeth with a minor named Abigail, and Abigail's the one that initiates the Salem witch trials out of jealousy for him being married to Elizabeth. I'm gonna go through the first time and just do the song. Then I'm gonna go back and regularly stop it in order to explain it a little bit better. 7 times I've written these lyrics out. These are all original. When I say 7 times, that doesn't even include me originally trying to write the stuff, which was a whole nother issue entirely. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road. That should be... I'm gonna take one ear off so I can actually hear myself. Now I'm speaking English.
You're now listening to Dancing with Vanguard Productions.
7 winners on the mic! That's the only part I apologize for. Now dear, listen here, lend an ear, see the seer, you sneer, jab and cheer, fake cheer, love, you have not to fear, for to care of you a year, follows my commandments, let me be crystal clear, blue pork up at the fan switch, I adhere to the laws of fun and flow, yo, which means no, your accusations tracing like a spear, oh, the first gear of my career, I'm taking off, going to the atmosphere, second gear, I disappear, oh please, you slept up at Gale, only yesterday, do you mean to say, I've been led astray? You wait this kind of in a sense that means you're a predator. Fitting she's a minor murderer who murders in a major way. Hey, let me talk about the stagger on my back. John, you're on the wrong track, used to be head of the pack. Now you're catching a lot of flack, listen to me piggyback off your insomniac. What kind of attack is looking in the eye? You shut up and die, hands to the sky, losing how to map, which was supply. How does this remind you of a little while like when we tried? See, I know you're seeing rabbits break open and explode just like a warhead. Convenient things to Abigail, which is a town already completely full of the living dead. What's one more body to sink in the riverbed? I said thinking you would disappear, never insincere, cause I get an angel and a devil speaking in my inner ear, I don't fear, persevere. Like pioneers don't mutineers, so I'm out of here like stratosphere, I see my goal and I'm getting near. Hitting third gear, I'm nearing fourth, going heaven bound by severe. And it's awesome to go with the flow, 24/7, 365, letting fuse to toe, you know, keeping up with life like he's got me to go. Living a dog and pony show, keeping up with status quo. With communist switches and capitalist nuns, and 97317 gets no so refunds. Let's say them zip code you, now you know. I will never be misled, you just heard a bed, you discuss me like in bread, dead, redhead in bed. Let me embed this axe in your dairy, yeah. Dear dairy air, this in public dairy repair, this ever hellspawn reign of terror. Listen to the beat and the snare, the place where sin prepare to air the truth. You were useless, I'm the truest, you played Judas, I played Jewish, not to you, call me Caesar, you be Brutus. You toss me out, it's rather fruitless, I should see you as the truest, when all you do is be our sewage, how did I forget? Our marriage is in a state of decay, like a fungal array. Either way, just a ring the doorway, like fade to gray. Used to be myself, black and blue, now I know who to hate, it's you. Just a dude to chew up and fit out, nothing new. Take the memo, we're through, just like give the devil his due. Never quit your like an addiction, shoot for the goal but you're missing. I'm in rehab, you're trying to gain admission, see your dreams go up in smoke, now you're broke. Only now do I realize you always have been a joke. Sit there and die and choke in your own lies. Words are the wise, the higher you are, the harder you fall. Swallow your pride, but do not overdose. Being moronic is not a tonic, but it's easy to diagnose. Dear, I'm positive in your case, your condition must be chronic. Getting close to your demise, adios. You're just gross, you're fake, and you know it like a placebo dose. About to administer a lethal injection, so I'll be a doctor today. Give your male C-section and walk away. Call it a day, and let the change of direction come back with the garbage collection. From Abigail, I hope you get a fungal infection or an erection defection. Wow. You are jaded and broken and woke and joking about death and stroking your neck. Wish you failed in the fallopian tube, Rufus and Goldberg machine, I had a dream. Burn these witches on the pyre, blew the fire higher. Put them 6 feet deep, permanent sleep, rip at their soul. Put these lyrics like a noose around your neck, double check as the bodies hit the deck. Buzz back spider as the neck shatter onto the neck. The spirits matter, the matters from the Mad Hatter. They're ready to batter your gray matter, you empty your bladder in this quick release. The whole crowd's ready to scatter from the thin to the fatter. Chaos to the teeth, chatter, stagger to your knees, and you've lost your swagger, ready for a one-way trip to the moon, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. You've lost control. My, what a disaster. That's actually the end of it. Messed up a little bit there with the timings of this. Come think of it, I don't actually need this cross picture in this because it doesn't have any relevance. So for those of you that didn't figure it out or were listening to music or whatever, I was using this for him, aka John Proctor, the husband, rapping, and I was using this for her rapping, the wife, Elizabeth, obviously last name Proctor. Yes, I do this myself. Yeah, so I didn't have any help on this at all. Everyone was supposed to get a partner in this project. Every group had 2, and one group had 3, and I had none. So, I wrote the lyrics, got the music, and then performed on both the male and female parts by myself. Which, I mean, that's not that big of a deal, but it kind of sucks. So I got a splinter on my finger. Being distracted here. So what's gonna happen is I'm actually going to go back through it. And I'm going to recite some things I can make sure that this is actually going well. Okay, this isn't working great, but anyways, doesn't matter. So the second time through, I'm going to be explaining the lyrics and stuff, starting and stopping, obviously. Due to the very nature of it, I probably won't be able to anyways, flip through the pictures. Why would I want to? I messed it up once before already. And, yeah, I know I've already said this, but it's going to be start and stop. It comes with the nature of it. So what I think I'm going to do, I don't know if it's going to work out or not, I'm going to just say the verse and then listen, then I'm going to explain it. And we'll see if that works or not. If y'all don't like it, then I'm sorry. By the way, in case you didn't get it from the intro bit of the music there, Dancin' Beats, D-A-N-S-S-O-N, I believe, fully responsible for that is Judgment Day beat, which I thought was entirely appropriate considering Salem witch trials, you know, Judgment Day. So, see, this is why I need to write a script. I used to be a very strong believer in just saying what was ever on your heart, like just go with it. And all these stops, and pauses, I'm starting to realize why people write scripts for this stuff. I didn't. So, have fun. If you're still watching, that is. If you are, by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. if you're my teacher, because I end up having to send you to this so I could get my grades still. Also have fun. Being the best. Let's get started. Why delay anymore? As I've already missed it. So anyways, first verse, it was simplistic getting into it, right? I'm not good at starting things. Now dear, listen here, lend an ear, see this tear, you sneer, jab and jeer, fake cheer, love, you have not to fear, I took care of you a year, followed my commandments, let me be crystal clear, before crap hits a fan switch. I adhere to the laws like rappin' and flow, yo, which means no, your accusations pierce me like a spear, and then noise of being stabbed. Oh, creative, I know. Yeah, real original. Hit first gear of my career, I'm taking off, going to the atmosphere. Second gear, I disappear. Of course. Jab and cheer, fake. Now dear, listen here, lend an ear, see the seer, you sneer, jab and cheer, fake cheer, love, you have not to fear, I took care of you a year, followed my commandments, let me be crystal clear, before cap at the fan switch, I adhere to the laws of fun and flow, yo, which means no, your accusations piercing like a spear, oh, the first gear of my career, I'm taking off, going to the atmosphere, second gear, I disappear, oh please, you slept with Abigail only yesterday, do you mean to say I've been led astray? You wait this kind of in a sense that means you're a predator. Fitting she's a minor murderer. Sorry, I got a little bit too into that. I actually really like that first verse from Elizabeth, the wife. Like, legitimately, I like it. So back to explain the first verse. So, start off pretty simple. Now, dear, listen here, lend an ear, see this here. The character arc in the song of this, he starts out, he's essentially denying everything. And saying that, oh, your accusations, they hurt me, you know. So, now, dear, listen here, gain our attention. Lend an ear, just another way of saying gain our attention. Also, it rhymed and fit with the scheme, and it was the first bits I wrote down. It just kind of hit me, you know. See this tear, you know, he's trying to be, oh, you know, I'm crying, you know, your words, they're hurting me. BS, essentially. You sneer, jab, and jeer, fake cheer, love. Sneering, jabbing, jeering, essentially saying, you know, you're poking, I mean, you're accusing me of all these things. They're not true. You're fake cheer. You're faking being happy with me. Like, you're creating issues just because you're not happy with things, you know. And then calls her love at the end, you know, trying to sweet talk her. You have not to fear, to care of you a year. For any of you that haven't watched or read Crucible, she's sick for a long time, which is actually what ends up starting the relationship between Proctor and Abigail, the minor. I think she was like 13, he's like 20-something. Salem witch trials, so like 1700s, whatever it was. I knew this, but being in quarantine from the coronavirus has been real fun, so I've kind of forgotten dates a little bit. But, yeah, for some reason, the bigger issue is she, not the fact that she was a minor. So yeah, you have not to fear, to care of you. You don't have to fear, I'm not going with her, you know. I followed, and then next bit, followed my commandments, let me be crystal clear, before crap hits a fan switch. Followed my commandments, obviously Puritan society, very religious, I put that in there. Let me be crystal clear, before crap hits a fan switch. American idiom, or, yeah, idiom, crap hitting the fan switch. Stuff's going south, it means the same thing. He's saying, like, let me be crystal clear, I'm telling the truth, you know, I'm telling the truth before all this issues happen from you accusing me of this. Because realize that in the Crucible, John Proctor is actually well respected in this society. Which is actually later on, I'll say it again when we get to that verse too, but later on when she's going off and she's saying, the higher you are, the harder you fall. Obviously there was a bunch of innuendos in there. But that was also referring to his status in society. He was high up in society. You know, the harder you fall, the higher you are, harder you fall. Sorry if I'm mumbling. Also, it is, well, it's not that late at night, but I'm not functioning on the proper amount of sleep right now, so I'm still kind of tired. Another thing, I adhere to the laws. Just again, re-saying, you know, I'm a good citizen. I'm a good person. Like rapping and flow. I personally believe that you need to rap and flow if you're rapping. Um, Obvious exceptions being like if you're learning and stuff, but if you know how to, you need to be doing it in flow. To me, that's set in stone. That's like law. I adhere to the laws like rapping and flow. And then just to add in those pauses so I would stay in flow and beat. Yo, which means no, your accusations pierce me like a spear. Oh! It's self-explanatory. Your accusations are hurting me. They're piercing me like a spear. Like, they hurt. And then, of course, the time pauses so it keeps with the beat. Hit first gear of my career, I'm taking off. Going to the atmosphere. Second gear, I disappear. Originally, this and his second verse, about second gear, I disappear, never insincere, yada yada yada, was one verse. It was a really long verse for him, then a really long verse for her. And I cut it as if she would like interrupt him because I was like, her first bit is, "Oh please, you slept with Abigail only yesterday." Like it seemed like the perfect cutoff, and it fit a lot better, especially with the music itself. So I just cut off at second gear, I disappear. Yeah, I hit first gear of my career. That's it's referencing me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very new to all of this. Uh, I'm taking off, going to the atmosphere. Second gear, I disappear. If anyone's into racing or cartoon racing, whatever, going up gears, obviously second gear in any vehicle isn't going to be jack, but 4 doesn't really rhyme. And also I didn't want to have gear rhymed with gear, rhymed with gear, rhymed with gear. Like I already rhymed gear with itself once. I like wordplay, and that wasn't going to work. So yeah, as I already mentioned, she cuts him off. "Oh please, you slept with Abigail only yesterday. Do you mean to say I've been led astray?" Like she knows, even in the Crucible, like she knows. She backs him up to keep his standing in society because, you know, she's married to him. His standing equals to hers. And at the end, he actually does stop being an absolute a-hole and owns up to what he's done. But yeah, so but even in the actual movie and play, like she knows. So, "Oh please, you slept with Abigail only yesterday. Do you mean to say I've been led astray? You're trying to lie to me, or no? You're trying to say I'm mistaken. Like I know better." It's literally what she's saying. "You raped this town of innocence." You know, because Salem witch trials kind of killed the town a bit in a lot of ways, and it also double entendre or innuendo, whatever you want to call it, of the fact that by, you know, fornicating or having sex with this minor, he was taking her innocence away. Especially as considering, again, this is a very Puritan society, so like extreme end of religion there with Christianity and all that. And the whole raped bit there, it's obviously going with the theme of the fact that he had sex with her, and the fact that legally speaking, she couldn't consent if it was today's time, so it would be considered rape. So just that bit there. So yeah, you raped the son of innocence. In a sense, that means you're a predator. Fitting she's a minor murderer. So innocence rhymed with in a sense, and also as transition. That means you're a predator. child predator is what I'm referring to here, in case you didn't get that one. Fitting, she's a minor murderer. She's a murderer. She causes a lot of people to die, but she's a minor here who murders in a major way. So it's saying that the only reason she's a minor murderer is because of her age. She is a minor. But as far as murdering itself is concerned, she's a major murderer. She kills off quite a few people, actually, including John Proctor, ironically. He murders in a major way. Hey, let me talk about the dagger on my back. Obviously, been cheated on with a minor. It's backstabbing her. Completely and utterly. And then trying to lie to her, say it didn't happen. Let me talk about the dagger in the back. John, you're on the wrong track. He's trying to defend himself. He's on the wrong track. That's not the kind of music track he needs to be on. It's referencing the fact that he needs to apologize, but it's not directly said. But yes, it's referring to a music track. If there is deeper meaning in that particular one, then it was unintentional by me. John, you're on the wrong track. He used to be head of the pack. Again, his status in society, like, he's way up there. Now you're catching a lot of flack. Flack, for anyone that doesn't know, they would shoot up into the air hot metal and stuff like that during World War II. I don't know if it was done during any other times or wars. And essentially, it's just scattered like fire and such. And also, catching a lot of flack is another terminology for getting in a lot of trouble, such. Trying hard to explain this, I'm sorry. For anybody that does get these without me having to explain them, good. But I want to make sure that no one's left confused. I will probably release a second video where it's just the music in case anyone's interested in it for some reason. I applaud you if you are. Like, I'm proud of this, I made this, but my mic is not the greatest, as you're hearing now, and as you obviously already heard on the track. Maybe a very good maybe a good Turtle Beach, but that doesn't mean it's not older and worn out from lots of use. And also, my voice isn't that great anyways, so listen to me piggyback off of an insomniac. She's not sleeping on him, or sleeping in general, she's like going after him. Also wordplay and showing off a little bit of technical skill here. Listen to me piggyback off of an insomniac. I'm a counterattack as I look you in the eye, scream shut up and die. Hands to the sky, mercy and high demand but short supply. Counterattack. She's countering his statement. But attacking his statement. She's counterattacking. Looking him straight dead in the eye. She doesn't care. She doesn't give a about this. Shut up and die. Hands to the sky. She's having fun with this, man. She's killing him. She's slaying him on this track. Hands to the sky. Mercy and high demand but short supply. Yeah, it's essentially visual imagery. He's like, mercy, have mercy, like, spare me, and screw that. Huh? It's in high demand, but short supply. I ain't got no mercy for you. How does this remind you of A Little White Lie? So in the original Crucible, she catches him in a lie, and that's how she finds out that he's been with Abigail. So how does this remind you of A Little White Lie? Go on, hit me, try. See, I know you're seeing red. Actually, this is referencing McCarthyism and Soviet Russia. Go on, hit me, try. See, I know you're seeing red. It's also, angry, seeing red. And also saying, I'm invulnerable. You can't hit me. Hit me, try. You can't. You're about to break open and explode like a warhead again. Soviet Russia, atomic bombs. The Red Scare, for any of you that don't know, General McCarthy. Oh, man. Was accusing a lot of people of being Soviet spies, communist spies, and got a lot of other people to join in on that to protect themselves. People lost lives, jobs, livelihoods, homes, lots of things. It's this whole big thing. You should check it out. It's your channel or pretty much anywhere, as long as it's obviously a legitimate site, legitimate information. But it's pretty big deal actually. Believe McCarthy lost his job over that, and died an alcoholic. Though I might be wrong on the last bit. Break open and explode like a warhead. Convenient, thanks to Abigail's witches. This town's already completely full of the living dead. She's going around accusing everyone of being witches, and like takes almost nothing to set her off. So like this whole town's full of just people that are soon to be dead, being hung. So yeah, full of the living dead. Like everyone's living, yeah, but they seem to be dead. What's another body to sink in the riverbed? Actually, with this one, I had a hard time deciding between two words here, or two bits here. So what's another body to sink in the riverbed, or what's one more body to sink in the riverbed? In the recording, I went with one more. I wish I'd gone with another. I like that better. Bit late for that now. I don't have the time to redo that currently. I'm working very basically with thought asking and stuff, learning it as I go, and I don't have the skill or time or ability right now to be able, or technical ability to be able to change that right now without recording the entire bit. Yeah, what's one more body to sink in the riverbed? Jane, she doesn't even care as well. Back to Proctor, though, real quick, I'm gonna let that bit play.
Up at the fan switch. I shoot at the love. I shoot at in the sense that means you're a predator. Fitting she's a minor murder up at the fan switch. I shoot at the laws up from the flow, yo, which means no. Your accusations piercing like a spear. Oh, the first gear of my career, I'm taking off, going to the atmosphere. Second gear, I disappear.
And now her verse starts.
Oh please, you slept with Abigail only yesterday. Do you mean to say I've been led astray? You wait this kind of in a sense that means you're a predator. Fitting she's a minor murderer who murders in a major way. Hey, let me talk about the stagger on my back. John, you're on the wrong track, used to be head of the pack. Now you're catching a lot of flack, listen to me piggyback like an insomniac. My counterattack is looking in the eye. So shut up and die, hands to the sky, losing how to map and source supply. How does this remind you of a little while ago when we tried? See, I know you're seeing rabbits break open and explode just like a warhead. Convenient things that Abigail, which is the town's already completely full of the living dead. What's one more body to sink in the riverbed?
Hey, stop down in time now. I don't know if you picked up that, so I'll re-say it. Hey, I stopped down in time now. The interruption thing. So I said second gear disappear. Repeats the last line from his verse. It's back to Proctor, the husband. But never insincere. He spit in truth. I wrote this. I feel like I was doing a good job on this. I do have some personal connection to some of the things that happen in this. So for me, it was a little bit easier getting the mindset of writing this for both of them. The person I associate with more is, you can probably figure out by the fact that Elizabeth has, I think, way more lines than Proctor. But, whatever. Never insincere, because I've got an angel and a devil speaking in my inner ear saying he's got a conscience. Like he knows it's right from wrong. Like he's got both speaking in his ear. I don't fear, I persevere. He's not scared of the stuff going on with the trials and the death, which, you know. See, I wrote this before the whole coronavirus scare, and that's, I just made that bit of connection there. Sorry about that for anyone that might have been. I'm very tired. I apologize for all these starts and stops in my speeches. It's probably upteenth time I've apologized for that, too. I don't fear, I persevere. Like pioneers don't become mutineers. Originally, this was like pioneer, no mutineer, but that's not grammatically correct in any way, shape, or form, and I got rid of it.
I'm out of here like stratosphere. Stratosphere up near space, atmosphere. Different levels of atmosphere, of course. Stratosphere, if I'm not mistaken, is the higher parts of the atmosphere. Gone heaven bound. Oh wait, no. I see my goal. I'm getting near. Remember that line about seeing his goal and getting near? Because Elizabeth later goes back on that one. Hitting third gear, I'm near in fourth. Gone heaven bound, it's quite severe. Again, back with the racing references. Third gear, fourth gear. First car I ever got. 4-speed. Little Italian sports car. Fiat X19. Four gears. Little Easter egg there, I guess. You could call it that. Gone heaven bound, it's quite severe. You know, he's about to die. He knows it. And he's saying the situation is real severe. And then I wanted to go off a little bit, but then while doing this, I realized that I couldn't go the speed that I wanted to go on this because it didn't fit the track. Because, believe it or not, I can actually rap pretty fast. It took me about 4 days to be able to do the entire Godzilla song by Eminem from Heart. So I'm decently fast. I'm not going to say I'm anywhere near the fastest, because I'm not. I think Crypt beats me. Shout out to Crypt if you're watching, or even if you're not. Definitely shout out to Eminem, regardless of if either of them care. Not to mention multitudes of others that are just far better than me. I'm limited in things. And they've just had more experience, you know? And different environments. It's just a whole lot to it. But I will return. Yes. I apologize. Short errand had to run. I deeply apologize. Funnily enough, side comment, I've been called Canadian by some people before because the amount of times I apologize for things. I didn't know that was a stereotype with Canadians. Wow, that's how you know you're getting tired. I'm so tired now. I just broke up the word Canadians into 2 words. That's good. Let's go on, shall we? Yeah, and it's all systems go with the flow 24/7, 365. All systems go with the flow. Again, he meaning I, because I was doing this, getting into doing a faster part. So all systems go with the flow. Also, I don't know if this actually happens during NASA launches or not, but all systems are a go. Famous line with that. Don't know if it's just movies in Hollywood or if it's a legitimate thing, but either way. And then all systems go with the flow. Like my whole body is, I see it as a system a little bit. Go with the flow. And also John Proctor, because he's always having to follow along with societal rules. Like he's high up in society, he has to follow all this stuff, man. So it's all systems go with the flow, 24/7, 365, 24 hours in a day, 365 days a year, all the time essentially. Living with you's tiptoe, you know, specific one here. I've like living with you. I've got to be so careful, man. Like it's tiptoe all the time. Keeping up with life, like easy come, easy go, living a dog and pony show, and keeping up with the status quo. Just reiterating about how careful he has to be with living with her and all that. Like he's complaining a little bit here. With communist witches and capitalist nuns. Again, back to that McCarthyism reference. And yeah, that's a bit awkward with the communist witches, capitalist nuns things here. I didn't want to put it in. It was actually part of the assignment that I had to have at least 30 seconds of McCarthyism references, so this was how I did it. And 97317 gives no soul refunds, unless Google's wrong, which it entirely possibly could be. 97317 is actually Salem's zip code. I only found one thing that said where Salem's zip code was, so there's an entirely possible chance that it's not that. I hope I didn't get that wrong, but that was my assumption based off of research I did. And I searched this up for like 20-30 minutes. I only found one thing on it. Well, the other one was a different zip code that was my personal zip code, and I live nowhere near Salem, so I know that one wasn't it. And 97317 gives no soul refunds. Again, all the witch stuff saying that people sold their souls, this, that, and the other. It gives no soul refunds. And then that Salem zip code, yo, now you know. That last line, self-explanatory. He's just saying, hey, that's Salem zip code. I was explaining to anyone that listens to this and isn't listening to me decode this, that, and I say decode because I feel that sometimes my words need to be explained because I don't put things out clearly all the time. In fact, very rarely do I put things out clearly. So it's just my little way of saying, hey, this is why these numbers are important.
I said to can go and disappear, never insincere, cause I get an angel and the devil speaking in my inner ear. I don't fear, persevere. Like pioneers, don't mutineers. So I'm out of here like stratosphere. I see my goal and I'm getting near. Hitting third gear, I'm nearing fourth, going heaven bound by severe. And it's awesome to go with the flow, 24/7, 365, living fuse to toe. You know, keeping up with life like he's got me to go. Living a dog and pony show, keeping up with status quo. With communist switches and capitalist nuns, and 97317 gives no soul refunds. Let's say them zip code, you now you know.
Oh boy. Now the fun part. Part I've been actually leaning up to. I don't know if you can hear my voice. She goes off. I've got a page and a half of just her verse here. This is Elizabeth again. I will never be misled. You took her to bed. I see through your lies. You slept with her. You disgust me like inbred, dead redhead in bed. First off, he disgusts her for that, you know? Like, disgusts her as much as inbreeding. Puritan society. I figure that was one of the most feared things, and it rhymed. And then insults Abigail, saying she's like a dead redhead in bed. She isn't Jack in bed. She can't compare it to Elizabeth in any way in bed, saying that she's a better lay, essentially, is what she's saying. Abigail isn't Jack. Let me embed this axe in your derriere. Literally, let me take this axe and shove it up your, or butt, whichever you want to say. I'm refraining from using the obvious word here because I don't know just how far strikes do or don't go on YouTube right now with Kappa and all this other nonsense, so I'm being careful. Derriere, for those of you that don't know, and for those of you that didn't get it from what I just mentioned, it's your bum. Ye old backside. Let's move on. Dear, dare we air this in public? Dear, you know, like wives to husband, dear. Dare we air this in public? Do we dare, like, put this in public? Because, again, their highest social standing. Do we put this out there for everyone to see? Dare we repair this error? Like, do we dare fix this mistake? Hellspawn Reign of Terror. Him sleeping with her essentially spawned the hellacious mess of all the Salem witch trial accusations, which created a literal reign of terror until it was ended. Listen to the beat and the snare. 2-bits here. First off, referencing Eminem with his "I'ma hit you with the beat and the snare square in the face," yada yada yada. And he also mentions beat and snare earlier, music of his, I don't remember quite where. Listen to the beat and snare. Also, the music video or music itself has both those in it. And it seemed fitting. This whole bit here took me like 5 minutes to write. I just went off. I was really happy when I wrote this. It was perfect. Like, I didn't have to change anything. Like, I couldn't think of anything to better this. I'm really proud of this verse here. Listen to the beat and the snare. The place where sins prepare to air the truth, saying, she's about to come out. Like, she's about to go off on him, too. And tell everyone. You are useless. I'm the truest. Self-explanatory. She's saying, like, he's garbage. I'm the truest one here. You played Judas. I played Jewish. Nazi you. Referencing Jesus here and the Holocaust. You played Judas. Judas Iscariot is who betrayed Jesus Christ, for those who may not know. And again, the Puritan Christian society that they were living in. Another reference to that. I played Jewish. Jesus was Jewish. And then Nazi you, referencing the Holocaust. Again, saying, I've been backstabbed. That's what this is all coming back down to. Nazi you, call me Caesar, you be Brutus. Brutus stabbed Caesar in the back. Literally. To toss me out is rather fruitless. Okay, this one's a little bit of a petty one. A Caesar salad doesn't have fruit. To toss me out is rather fruitless. Call me Caesar, you be Brutus. But also, literal sense, like, to get rid of me is useless. Why would you get rid of me, someone who's been here for you, in exchange for some minor that doesn't want anything but a bedmate, someone to screw around with and then leave once her heart finds somebody else? Let's just see who is the truest when all you do is spew out CH. Every word you say is garbage. Literally is what that's saying. That's the end of that verse there. Her verse continues, but like
I will never be misled. You just heard a bed. You discuss me like in bread, dead, but head in bed. Let me embed this action, your Debbie, yeah. Dear Debbie, air this in public, Debbie, repair this ever hellspawn reign of terror. Listen to the beat and the snare, the place where sin prepare to air the truth. You are useless, I'm the truest. You play Judas, I play Jewish. Not to you, call me Caesar, you be Brutus. To toss me out is rather fruitless. Let's just see you as the truest when all you do is spew out sewage.
Her verse continues, but that was the end of that verse there. Oh, did I forget? And it goes on because it's a transition to the next verse. There's nothing really important about, oh, did I forget?
Oh, did I forget?
This next bit was also written all in one go, but at a different time. Our marriage is in a state of decay, referencing the video game State of Decay, also the literal meaning of, our marriage is decaying because of this garbage. Like fungal array. Fungus, aka mushrooms and all that, they feed off of decaying matter. So our marriage is in a state of decay like a fungal array. Also, the whole thing about marriage being a marital array. Either way, just a ring to throw away, throwing away the wedding ring. Incorrectly during the beginning of this, I believe I was doing these fingers when I meant to do this finger. Because Wayne ring finger, though I might be wrong there, I'm not married, I'm not even engaged. Dating, but, you know, that's unimportant, and who knows how long that will last. Like fade to gray. Used to beat myself, black and blue. Colors, also transitional, fade to gray. But a lot of this was actually going with the color theme here. Fade to gray, beat self, black, blue. Now I know who to hate. Or no, yeah, now I know who to hate. It's you. She went from hating herself to hating him. She went from, and this is actually an in Crucible thing. She went from blaming herself to like being, no, you messed up. Like, this is your fault. And then at the end she forgives him because, you know, he dies and she might as well. That's a whole nother situation entirely. But anyways, now I know who to hate. It's you. Just a dude to chew up and spit out. Nothing new. Like, she's used to this. She doesn't need him. Like, she's an independent person. Take the memo, we're through. Self-explanatory. Take a hint, dude. We're done. You've screwed the marriage. We're done. Time to give the devil his due. Everyone being accused of witches and being in cahoots. Sorry, being in cahoots with the devil. Also, the phrase about giving the devil his due. Right before I go on to this slew of stuff that's referencing drugs. Quite a bit of referencing drugs, actually. Time to give the devil his due. Never quit your like an addiction. Like, she stayed with him, and then this minor gave herself to him. Also, the stuff, like, she's saying he's essentially addictive, and puts out this, like, I'm goody two-shoes kind of vibe, and bit about him when he's really not like that. I'm in rehab, you're trying to gain admission. She's fixing situations, she's fixing herself. He's still stuck trying to get admission. Like, he's not even started trying to fix everything that's going on. See your dreams go up in smoke. No, now you're broke. Only now do I realize you always have been a joke. So I actually do have a lot of personal connection to family members having very serious drug issues. I live with my grandparents. I'm not going to go into all that. I don't want to be a downer, but for anyone that's even minutely aware of this stuff that happens with that, or can happen with that, never quit your like an addiction. Shoot for the goal, like needles shooting, but you're missing. Also, goal thing there. When I was talking about earlier, remember him saying, I see my goal, I'm getting near. Yeah, she's saying, oh yeah, you see your goal and you're getting near, but then you miss. And also saying you're missing out on life because, you know, again, the drug reference, it's a double entendre here. I'm in rehab, you're trying to get admission. I explain that one. See your dreams go up in smoke, now you're broke. So his dreams going up in smoke as he's like the drug references again. But also the literal, or the not so literal bit of, you know, the dreams are going up in smoke. Your dreams are gone. You wasted them. Now you're broke. Only now do I realize he actually is having a lot of issues with money and stuff during this time. A lot of people that have drug issues have monetary issues. Not saying everyone, but a lot of them do. I'm not going to get into all that. That's a whole nother thing, and that's not the point of this. Only now do I realize you always have been a joke. She's coming to realization that he's a piece of trash. He really is. Sit there, die, and choke on your own lies. She doesn't care. She's going after him. Words to the wise. The higher you are, the harder you fall. Higher, drug reference. Also higher standing in society. And then the phrasing of higher you are, harder you fall is a very common one. Swallow your pride, but do not overdose. Pill reference. And also saying that he's so prideful that, like, she worries about him overdosing on his own pride if he swallows it. Being moronic does not have a tonic, but it's easy to diagnose. He's an idiot, and there's no fix for that. But it's easy to tell who's moronic, who's an idiot. Dear, I'm positive in your case your condition must be chronic. You're saying, like, I know you're stupid, and that's never gonna change. Chronic. Never changing. Also, a little bit of reference to Eminem on the Chronic. But that's a very, very loose connection. Like, it's, honestly, I don't even feel that I needed to say that, so loose of a connection. Getting close to your demise, adios. Obviously just had the line about overdosing, and she's saying, screw you, bye, you're about to die. Don't care. You're just gross. You're fake and you know it. Just like a placebo dose. Placebo dose, fake dosage of pills that they give you so that medical trials are considered fair. So that there's no bias given within them. So she's saying he's just as fake as those are. I'm about to administer a lethal injection. Sir, I'll be your doctor today. Different type of drug. Still drugs nonetheless. She's about to inject this dude with some lethality, and just not just in the words she spits, but also literally. She's about to kill him. I'll be your doctor today. Give you a male C-section and walk away. She's about to stab in the gut, slice him, and then walk away. Male C-section. And walk away. Call it a day. You know, she's done with that. You know, she did her work for the day. She did her job. And with a change of direction, come back for the garbage collection. And then she's gonna have a change of heart, change of direction. She's gonna go back and pick up the garbage, aka his corpse. Because she doesn't care about him at this point. At all. From Abigail, I hope you get a fungal infection or an erection defection. Abigail, the minor receptionist, she's saying, I hope you get a fungal infection from her or an erection defection, erectile dysfunction disorder, anything like that. She's saying, like, screw you, I hope you get something bad from her. And not time to listen to that bit. I'm actually really proud of that bit.
A marriage's end, a state of decay, like a fungal array. Either way, just a ring the doorway, like shade to gray. Used to be myself, black and blue.
Side note, I didn't realize I missed beat there. That bothers me much, much more than it probably should. That I already said my piece on me and going with flow earlier. That bothers me a lot.
Now I know who to hate, it's you. Just a dude to chew up and spit out, nothing new. Take the memo, we're through. Just like give the devil his due. Never quit, you're like an addiction. Shoot for the goal, but you're missing. I'm in rehab, you're trying to gain admission. See your dreams go up in smoke, now you're broke. Only now do I realize you always have been a joke. Sit there and die and choke in your own lies. Words of the wise, the higher you are, the harder you fall. Swallow your pride, but do not overdose. Being moronic is not a tonic, but it's easy to diagnose. Dear, I'm positive in your case, your condition must be chronic. Getting close to your demise, adios. You're just gross, you're fake, and you know it like a placebo dose. About to administer a lethal injection, so I'll be your doctor today. Give you a male C-section and walk away. Call it a day, and with a change of direction, come back with the garbage collection. From Abigail, I hope you get a fungal infection or an erection defection.
And now John Proctor dies, like what happens in the actual play and movie, and he comes off. This is my favorite verse that I wrote from him. I wrote all this, but again, like, okay, y'all know what I mean. I'm tired and over-explaining things, and I apologize for the upteenth millionth time. But while you were jaded and broken, awoken, joking about death and stroking your neck. Jaded and broken, you conceited, you think too much of yourself, you're broken. You've gone on this tangent so hard that you're broken now. You're a broken human. Awoken. Well, you finally realize the truth. You've woken up to the truth. Joking about death and stroking your neck, literally saying she's getting off on death. Because all this double entendre she did about dying and death and choke on your own lies, don't overdose, yada yada yada. Sit there and die and choke on your own lies. The same thing, saying like you're getting off on death. You're going off. And also stroking your neck, referencing Hangman's noose, because that's how he dies in the play and the movie. was saying that she's getting off on that. Wish you'd failed in the fallopian tube. Rube is in Goldberg. Machine, I had a dream. Any of you that do not understand about what a fallopian tube is, I'm not going to explain it because it's likely you're underage, and I'm not going to be responsible for strikes based off of that. Not as if this is a kid's one anyways, but who knows, there's always the possibility that YouTube screws me and tags it like that. Nothing against YouTube, it's quite lovely, but it's got its faults, as do us all. But anyways, past that bit, wish you'd failed in the fallopian tube. Again, not going to explain that one. Anyone who needs to know what that is knows what that is. Rube is in Goldberg. Machine, I had a deem. So a Rube Goldberg machine, those are those things where like Marvel will go down and it'll hit like a fan switch and all this stuff will happen. Like it's chain reaction. Well, chain reaction with him sleeping with Abigail caused her to go on a tangent about trying to kill everyone, beat the Salem witch trials, yada yada yada. Same thing, chain reaction. Also transitioning, fallopian tube. Rube is in Goldberg. Machine, I had a dream. He's wanting freedom, and it's referencing Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech. But then it turns really dark. Burn these witches on the pyre, build the fire higher. Yeah, that's what his dream is. To take all the witches, all this stupidity, all this chaos that's causing stuff, put them on a pyre, which is a funeral bonfire, essentially. Put them on the pyre, or no, burn these witches on the pyre, build the fire higher. You know, kill them. Even worse than they were already being killed. Put them 6 feet deep, permanent sleep. People are usually buried around 6 feet deep. Permanent sleep, death. Permanent sleep, reap what they sow. Saying they deserve everything that they get. He's taking everything he can from the situation. He's taking it for himself. Put these lyrics like a noose around your neck. Double check as the bodies hit the deck. Now, this bit here, I wanted to add in a line around here about the lyrics form a noose around your neck. Or no, the lyrical noose around your neck breaks because you're too fat and full of your own lies. Like, obviously, the line didn't work and I got rid of it. And I don't even remember the original phrasing. I loved the line, but it didn't fit, sadly. So I went with, but to reference that line, I said, put the lyrics like a noose around your neck, double check to make sure that the rope's going to hold. It's my reference to that line that is gone, which I'm sure no one would have gotten if I hadn't have explained that one there. Double check as the bodies hit the deck, taking it like a Western gallows kind of thing. Your body hits the deck, and then the deck falls out, and you go down, and you're dead from the noose. Double check as the bodies hit the deck. Blood specks splatter as their necks shatter, because that's how nooses kill, with shattering necks, or strangling you if you're unlucky enough. Blood specks splatter as their necks shatter onto the necks, but their spirits matter. Yeah, oh cool, they're dead. Cool, let's go on to the next deal of business, next order of business. Oh wait, no, they actually matter. They're real people that you just murdered. So their spirits matter. They're madder than the Mad Hatter. They're pissed. Essentially, you're killing innocent people. They are pissed. They're madder than the Mad Hatter. They're also crazy because, you know, they just got killed and they're innocent. So they're madder than the Mad Hatter. Matter isn't insane and angry, if you didn't get that from what I've already said. They're ready to batter your gray matter. Batter is, you know, they're ready to batter down gray matter, your brain. is actually gray matter, I believe. I study psychology for class. I'm actually taking psychology courses in high school right now. Junior year, coronavirus gone for the rest of the year. Yay, fun! Not enthused about it, in case you can't tell, but obviously people need to be kept safe, so I understand the reasoning, even if I don't like it. You empty your bladder, it's quick release. You're so scared you're about to empty your whole body, you're about to piss yourself. It's quick release. It's not even like a distant thing. Like it's gone. You're so scared. The whole crowd's ready to scatter from the thin to the fatter. Everyone's ready to go. They're fleeing. They're terrified. Everyone from the thin to the fatter. Everyone. Chaos is your teeth chatter. You know, you're scared. You know. Also, ghosts and stuff are often noted as being very cold or having cold spots. When you're cold, your teeth will chatter also. And this is from the viewpoint of him being dead. Like, this is him as a ghost, dead. Being like, yeah, screw you. This is about to happen to you. Stagger to your knees and you've lost the swagger. They're battering on her. Like, she's dropped to her knees. Like, she's, and it's like she's lost her swagger. She's gone. All her confidence, everything is gone. She's being battered, literally to death. Ready for a one-way trip to the moon, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So actually, there is a lot of things with this line. One-way trip. She's about to die. This is permanent what's about to happen. To the moon, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Mars, Roman god of war. Jupiter, the Roman god of lightning, who has definitely fried mortals in the myths. And Saturn, Roman god of death. You started war with everything and with the whole town. You know, Mars, everything's happening. You got killed, like struck down almost like lightning, Jupiter. And now you're ready for one-way trip to those, and then Saturn, death. You're not coming back, you're dead. And also the fact of going to the stars, ready for a one-way trip to the moon, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Farther out. There's also the bit here of I'm not gonna say because that's way too loose of a connection to make, but like originally that was my entire thought process was that one there. You've lost control of my mind. What a disaster! Oh no! Sarcastically, you've lost control of the situation. What a disaster! You know he's pissed. He's just gotten revenge. He's happy he got revenge. And now we listen. Wow! You are jaded and broken and woken, joking about death and stroking your neck. Wish you failed in the fallopian tube, Rufus and Goldberg machine. I had a dream. Thrown these witches on the pyre, blew the fire higher. Put them 6 feet deep, permanent sleep, rip what they sow. Put these lyrics like a noose around your neck. Double check as the bodies hit the deck. Buzzback spider with the neck shattered onto the neck. The spirits matter, the matters in the mad hatter. They're ready to batter your gray matter. You empty your bladder in this quick release. The whole crowd's ready to scatter from the thin to the fatter. Chaos of the teeth chatter, stagger to your knees and you've lost your swagger. Ready for a one-way trip to the moon, Mars. Yes, I do like that. Cool. I feel like your face on video. On YouTube. My lovely grandma, and yes, I just got scared half to death. That's fun. And no, I'm not editing that out. That's comic relief. Different status, you've lost control. My, what a disaster. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna redo that bit. I'm sorry, that was funny though. Out of a dose, being Moronk is not Goldberg machine. I had sinister or lethal injection, so I'll be a doctor today. Give your male C-section and walk away. Call it a day, let the change of direction. Come back with the garbage collection. From Abigail, I hope you get a fungal infection or an erection defection. Wow. You are jaded and broken and woken, joking about death and stroking your neck. Wish you failed in the fallopian tube, Rufus and Goldberg machine. I had a dream. Burn these witches on the pyre, blew the fire higher. Put them 6 feet deep, permanent sleep, rip with their soul. Put these lyrics like a noose around your neck. Double check as the bodies hit the deck. Buzz back spider as the neck shatter onto the neck. The spirits matters, the matters and the mad hatter. They're ready to batter your gray matter. You empty your bladder in this quick release. The whole crowd's ready to scatter from the thin to the fatter. Chaos to the teeth, chatter, stagger to your knees, and you've lost your swagger, ready for a one-way trip to the moon, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. You've lost control. My, what a disaster. And I'm gonna let it play all the way through, even though it's the end of it, because, man, Danson just amazing making this beat. Also, the ending of that, everyone dies, and, you know, all of a sudden it goes deep tones. I love that. Gives you time to think. That's it. I know this video was a little bit janky, and a lot of stuff happened. I'm stupid. I just now realized there's a pause recording function. You guys didn't have to sit through me doing that errand. I apologize. After this is uploaded, I'm going to just do a thing with me doing the song. Just that. No explaining, nothing, just going through doing video for it. And we'll see how the things go. If y'all like it, give it, I don't know, 10 likes. I'm so early in the YouTube career. That's actually a big goal to hit. Fine. If I get like 10 likes on this, I'll do this live. By live, I mean like I'll record it with video. Because actually, despite me starting something pretty decent at this, I feel. I wouldn't mind doing that. But if y'all ain't interested and y'all don't like this, then I won't do that. I'll just do something like an actual personal song or something. Anyways, like and subscribe if you haven't, and if you're actually interested. It's really easy to unsubscribe if you later don't want to. Have fun. Bye till the next video.